Hola bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic Official. I'm Magic Mel and this is my angel Charles. Welcome to episode 4 of season 10. You're my Saturday night date. Welcome here. Today as usual, I wrote in my diary and I reflected on a lot of stuff. And I wanted to share a little bit more of my experience and just advice with you on intuition because I feel it's a big topic. And you take what resonates. Here at Mel's Magic Official, I always encourage you to use your own discernment, your own truth barometer, your own way of saying, okay, this sits with me, this vibes with me, this doesn't. Okay, so take what resonates. But intuition is a big one because, this new operating system in the 5D really has to do with feeling our way through life rather than thinking our way through life. And it all has to do with staying connected to our body and our feelings. Our body is at least 75-85% water, and water is a big conduit of information and energies. So imagine your body is like this big psychic tool and picks up on a lot of vibes, literally, no? So in order for us to actually get them, we need to stay connected. We need to be sensitive to our sensations and not just live disconnected and up in our head in the everlasting thinking avalanche. Okay. Following intuition also will help us stay in flow. And staying in flow is a moment-to-moment practice. A lot of this 5D consciousness way of doing things is following the nudges, following the calling in the moment. We speak a lot about purpose also. And to arrive at the big thing, we need to just follow the nudgings of our intuition in the moment. That will lead us to the right situations, the right people, the right answer, the right action. But it's a very subtle thing. So we need to be sensitized to this new operating system. And I'm talking as someone who in the past only operated from the thinking mind to such an extent that I drove myself mad. Literally, I had, mental disorders, this depression, anxiety, pretty much all of my life. And it was not until I reconnected with my body and a lot of stuck emotions, a lot of unresolved trauma, that I learned to connect, understand, and trust my operating system, my compass here, which is the body. I'm still ongoing. No, it's never really finished, but I'm definitely much further along than how I used to be. I treat my body with respect and I follow the nudges, even though I may not understand exactly why or where it's going to lead me, because that again is the thinking mind. The mind wants to know first before it does something. And what our intuition calls us to do is just trust and act within a split second, 2 split seconds. Otherwise, if you leave it after that, the thinking mind comes in with stories and rationalizing and judging and criticizing and all kinds of labyrinths that we can venture into. So, obviously, in order to stay connected, you need to slow down. If you're on a rat race hamster wheel, I call it the crazy hamster on a wheel, spinning and spinning from one thing to the next, then you cannot be present enough to actually perceive your own emotions or sensations. Yeah, so slowing down here is vital. And in the past, I had a huge spiritual awakening in 2019 was a big one where I was at the precipice of a big shift, but I recoiled in fear, and that caused this huge mental breakdown. And I want to share with you a little bit what the experience was, because at that point I was still so disconnected and so mistrusting of what I was feeling that I didn't even go there. I just went up into my head, and that's when the problem started, because the universe was nudging me with all kinds of signs, feelings first and foremost. And then external signs and messages, through cards, through people, through what people said. But because I was so skeptical and so full of doubt and so mistrusting, I just escaped back into my head. And that's when really I went down one big black rabbit hole. So if you're someone who is, at the verge of a big shift, if you can ground yourself in your body through breathing, through moderate exercise, through meditation, and really hold space for what you're really feeling and trust that, that will enable you to take that leap of faith into the unknown, into following the calling of the moment. But if you're mistrustful of your own sensations, of your body, then you're most likely going to escape back into the head and follow the fear voices. Okay? It takes a lot of groundedness. And me back, 2019, I was so ungrounded. It felt unfamiliar to be in a restful state. I was constantly in this cortisol drive, which is a survival mechanism, that I didn't feel safe by being grounded and by being calm and by being rested. So it's all a process of becoming aware of that. If you are trying to rest and slow down and you notice you feel jittery, or your mind says this is not safe, we got to do something, try and see it, question it, because it might just be one of your coping mechanisms and old defense mechanisms, and just a habitual state of being in a stress state, in a survival state. Yeah. Slowing down is key. And what is also key is this faith in a higher power. I don't know if I really speak about that much, but that's definitely, if I didn't have a trust in divine guidance, in this some higher power that is guiding me, I would not be able to take these moment-to-moment leaps of faith and surrender. Because faith enables you to surrender into the unknown, to follow that nudge without knowing why, without having an answer. If I didn't have that faith that something is guiding me, I would question it. So the paradox again is, once we connect to ourselves, to our feeling body, that feeling body is guided by the higher power. Yeah, it's through your sensations, your feelings, that your intuition, your higher self can work through you. God can work through you, whatever name you want to give the higher power. So having faith in that guidance, that something bigger is guiding you, will help you to relax, will help you to lean into trust, will help you to just be more spacious and stay more grounded. Without that, I personally would be in constant fight, flight, freeze, always thinking that something's out to get me or that I have to be on guard. There was no way for me to relax. So leaning into faith, staying grounded, opening up space for you to slow down and to connect with your own emotions, to become literate of your own emotions. I was so literate of my own emotions, I didn't even know what that emotion meant or that feeling meant. So there are these charts you can look up on Google, these emotional charts that can guide you, to literally classify. I mean, that's a mind thing, but still to understand, okay, am I feeling this or am I feeling this? It will help you to get to know your own emotions. It is a language. It's a language we need to learn. Unfortunately, many of us haven't been taught how to actually be literate about our own emotions. But I tell you, it's never too late. And to be able to trust yourself is a sense of inner security that is foundational, that nothing out there can provide you. So learn how to sit with your emotions, understand them, and trust them, that they have some information to tell you. Even if there are heavy emotions, that means you're out of alignment, or you're not on your path, or you're doing something against your own self-authority, self-agency. It's not in your highest. Yeah. So get to know yourself. The big saying, know thyself, is so important nowadays. If we don't know ourselves, we will be looking outside for answers, outsourcing our decision making, outsourcing our authority. We'll be this eternal hamster on a hamster wheel, racing ahead without even knowing why we're racing ahead. Carl Jung also said the only danger nowadays is man, him, her, themselves. Because we don't really know who we are and how powerful we are. So to get to know ourselves is essential. Okay? So that's just a short episode on that note. And I have quite a few things I wrote down, but I want to keep it bite-sized again. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions, if you have any experience with connecting or disconnecting with your own intuition. Let me know how that's going for you guys. But Magic Mel is telling you it's essential for us to navigate in the 5D consciousness. We need to feel our way through life, not think our way through life anymore. Okay? Sending you lots of love. I was going to say owl. I'm so used to owl. Charles and I have got your back. Okay? I salute you and stay tuned for the next episode. Ciao.